Let's go, baby. LA City of Champs continues the run, continues, man, from the Dodgers last night to the Lakers tonight. Now improving with this win over the Miami Heat to 5-2 on the season without LeBron, Raymond James. Okay. Shout out to this team, y'all. And by the way, we hit 300 likes, so we hit my goal on the top corner. We're going live with the phone calls again. We got to, because there's a lot to talk about. And I'll tell you, man, this team is special. It is absolutely special. They are here. They are proving to the world that they're nothing to be messing with. All right. The Lakers win. They beat the Miami Heat 130-120. Scoring is not a problem for this Laker team at all. And defense, we play it in spurts. But when we lock down, we decide to lock in. Spectacular, man. This team is just, we're going to talk about the stats and all of that. Shout out to the Rams, too, for winning. What a great weekend. You're absolutely right, Freddie G. Abso-freaking-lutely. This team has what it takes, fam. 5-2, basically dominated from end to end. We had a shitty third quarter, unfortunately. But, man, that first quarter, the Lakers jumped out to a 43-38 lead and never really looked back. They never really lost the lead. Jackson Hayes, got to give him his props, man. Definitely setting the tone tonight. And it was wonderful to watch, man. My guy Jackson Hayes came out here, and he's been good. He's been good. I can't even complain about him. 15 points tonight with 5 rebounds. He had a block, a steal, 7 for 7 from the field. Spectacular. Rui with 15 as well. Matter of fact, let me pull up the stats here so we could all see it. Man, this team, bro, this team continues to show how special it can be, and it's the next man up mentality. No DeAndre Ayton tonight. No LeBron James, right? No Maxi Kleber. No problem. All right, they have Bam Adebayo, all that good stuff. Doesn't matter. Marcus Smart, who has been an absolute culture changer for this team. 11 points, okay? 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. That block was disgusting, by the way. That block that this man had, that chase down, looking like baby LeBron out here. Disgusting, man. Absolutely freaking disgusting by this man, Marcus Smart. And he will continue to make plays like that, especially once the postseason starts. But I'm telling you, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block, and the numbers don't do him justice. This guy is a spark plug for us. Luka, he didn't have the most efficient game. He went 9 for 22 from the field, often matched them with the exact same numbers, man. They both went 9 for 22, but they both put up big numbers regardless. They still find a way to make an impact. Luka Doncic, 29 points, okay? 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals. Triple-double beast. And then often, same thing, 9 for 22 from the field, 26 points. Okay, 11 assists, 4 rebounds, and just spectacular playmaking abilities, man, with 11 assists. We got 2 guys that are getting us double digits from the assist category. That is huge. Yes, Kate. Yes. Shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to the Rams and the Dodgers. Doesn't get any better, Kate. Shout out to Kate, man. Appreciate the love always. Give me code. Yes, 300 likes. We turn up the phone lines, man. Either that or 10 super chats, but let's do the 300 likes. Let's get that up there. I know you guys want to talk. By the way, all of those players I mentioned were all great, but none of those guys were the player of the game. You guys know who that is, right? You guys know what it is. He works for State Farm, and he came off the bench tonight. Jake LaFucking-Rabia, 25 points tonight with 4 steals, 3 assists, 8 rebounds, and only 1 turnover. Guys, look at his efficiency, 10 for 13 from the field. It doesn't get better than that. Doesn't get better than that off the bench. If he can produce like that normally, man, like I said, he's better than Max Christie already, and he's gonna be better than a lot of options. People were saying we need to trade for Wiggins. Nah, bro. Let's compare the numbers. All right, because Jake has found his game here with us. We don't even miss DFS the way Jake LaRavia has been playing. He had another LaRavia nights. Okay, but let's compare the numbers. Look at Jake LaRavia. 25, 5 rebounds. I'm sorry, 25, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. This man out here like Caruso and Rondo had a baby, man. The impact he's making. Insane. Now, let's see what Wiggins did since everybody wanted to trade for Wiggins. 15 points, 9 rebounds. Not bad. A block and a steal. I'll take Jake LaRavia. And by the way, 6 for 16 from the field. 16% from beyond the arc, 1 for 6. Give me Jake LaRavia, fam. Jake LaRavia is him. We got another piece added to the young core who I feel, moving forward needs to definitely be a part of this core. We're going to need to extend him this offseason. Jake LaRavia is him, y'all. He is him. And I'm telling y'all, man, this kid is only going to get better. And he is good at spotting up, knocking down threes efficiently, driving to the basket, finishing. He had a poster dunk over Kel'el Ware. I was like, oh, my goodness. If this kid can do that consistently, the way he attacks the rim, uses his frame extremely well, underrated with the athleticism, man. And the best part is he grew up a Laker fan, baby. He grew up a Laker fan. So he's for the people, man. By the people, for the people. And just again, I couldn't be more prouder of this team, man. When we get in these type of contributions from everybody, just flexing our depth, getting to 130 without King James. Come on, man. And you know we feasting. You know we feasting when this happens. When this happens in the ball game, you know you knew it was wraps the moment this happened. Well, the moment Bronny James caught an alley-oop, that was when it was over. And by the way, Austin Reeves has been playmaking spectacularly, man. But the moment that happened, you had to know it was freaking over for the opposition, right? But again, first quarter, we jumped off to a phenomenal lead. You know, we extended our advantage to double digits, outscoring Miami 35-28. The bench, again, providing a huge lift for us with efficient scoring and keeping the Heat at arm's length throughout the whole game. They made a little run there in the third quarter, but I love the fact that J.J. Redick chewed them all the way out. And after that, we took the lead back up to double digits, all right? So, again, at one point, we were up by more than 15. Though my only concern, if I have any, is that we have to figure out how to keep and maintain those leads, right? We absolutely most definitely have to maintain those leads. So if we can do that, I'm stoked. But right now, man, this is awesome. He said Jake is what Dalton should have been, to be honest. Yes. He definitely was an upgrade to DFS. He's an upgrade to everybody, man. This is the steal of the offseason. If we're talking about veteran minimum player, and he's younger than Dalton. Absolutely. Dalton became very expendable, all right, because Jake is everything we hope Dalton would be and more. Now, I still like Dalton, still root for him. But if the Heat was to approach us and say, we'll give you Davion Mitchell, a defensive guard who can ball handle and score, and is a lockdown defender in the perimeter for Dalton, in a heartbeat. And we're going to talk about some more controversial things tonight. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Stay tuned, because I want to talk about how expendable our guy Gabe Vincent is looking. I told you guys it could be a blessing in disguise with these injuries, so you can really see who's necessary and who's not. We look a lot better without Gabe Vincent than we have with him. Freddie said Jake is a comeback king so far, bro. Jake has been tremendous. I don't even know if teams actually know what type of talent they have. This guy's Alex Caruso on steroids. He had 4 steals tonight off the bench with 25 points. He's a better scorer than Caruso and an equally as good defender with active hands, jumping those passing lanes, and the way he gets out in transition and can finish. Come on, man. Come on, family. And by the way, if you're Mark Walter, what a week you're having, man. First, our Dodgers win. Okay, you see the jersey. First, our Dodgers win, and then bam, and then the Lakers out here looking spectacular. 5-2 without LeBron James. How's that, Rich Paul, for a team that can compete? Right? LeBron said he wanted a team that can compete. Mark Walter and the Lakers said, no problem. We got you, Bron. We got you. We went out. We got DeAndre Ayton, the best big man that was available in free agency. Then we went out and we got Marcus Smart, who has changed the defensive culture of this team. And again, we're not playing defense for 48 minutes, but we're playing when we need to clamp down and get a stop, we do that. Okay? And then Jake LaRavia. All right, what a dark horse. If I told you that Jake was going to be an even bigger acquisition than Marcus Smart and then DeAndre Ayton, you would have thought I was crazy. But that's what it's looking like early on now. Subject to change. I still think that in the playoffs, I think Marcus is going to be huge. You see the way he dives on the floor for loose balls, the way he makes these crazy steals and passes, full court transition. Guys, we are here. The Lakers are legit, baby. Are you not excited, man? The Lakers are legit. And this after winning a championship by our Dodgers, man. I don't know, man. I love what I'm seeing from the Rams. Obviously, the Dodgers are a dynasty in the making. We're going for a three-peat next year. And the Lakers, we're just getting started. LA, you are blessed. You are lucky. We are spoiled. He said, Jake has been great insurance like State Farm all season. Yes, Jake from State Farm, man. He had another one of them Laravian Nights. That's what we're calling them. 25 points, man. Off the bench, officially 10 for 13 from the field. 10 for 13 from the field. And by the way, again, our two stars, Austin Reeves and Luka, didn't have the most efficient nights. They both shot 9 for 22 apiece. Okay? So none of them had efficient nights. But guys, we've managed to shoot 40% from beyond the arc to the 36 that the Heat shot. We shot 52% from the field to the 47 that the Heat shot. We out-rebounded the Heat 48-42. You want to talk about pure effort? To the 42 rebounds that the Heat had, man. Assists, we had 32 to the 25 that the Heat had. And we kept the turnovers under 15. We had 12 The Heat had 15. So points in the paint, we won that too, 64-52. We won every category. And I got to give major credit to JJ Redick. I say this probably once a year. I said it last year when we took off and we got that 50 wins. Got to give credit because we are making the entire team look good. And that's what the good coaching staff, Scott Brooks, Nate McMillan, JJ Redick, the entire coaching staff deserves the credit. They are maximizing what this team can do. Where are we at right now, Kimiko? Because we get 300 likes, we going live. We're going live, baby. Jackson looked really good tonight. Jackson Hayes, we haven't talked about him enough. Obviously, we're not a fans of what he did off the court. But on the court, this man added some weight, some strength, and he's not getting bullied anymore. And also, one thing I've noticed, he's not getting in foul trouble as often. That's huge because he was almost unplayable in the playoffs, in the postseason. Right? Jackson Hayes started tonight, man. Not getting in foul trouble, that is amazing. Amazing. He was a plus 17. Jackson Hayes had the best plus minus of the team. 15 points, 5 rebounds, a block and a steal, and an assist. He's given us more than what we bargained for. So now, right now, they're looking like genius. And I didn't want him. I didn't want him in the offseason. I thought if he's going to look like he did last year, man. Like I said, new name for LaRavia is Jake the Snake. I like that. Oh, bro, Vern, we got to steal with Jake. I'll be honest. I didn't know much about his game. I didn't watch Memphis or Sacramento last year or the year before that. I'm not a fan, right, of either franchise. But, I've seen him here and there. But we got an absolute diamond in the rough. He's only 23, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to get better. People don't enter their prime till they're about 26. LeBron, are you not entertained, bro? LeBron's so happy right now because he knows the Lakers are in good hands, man. Mark Walter, you see what he did. Hey, next phase. He said, you were right. Smart has been good for us. LIC. Bro, absolutely, bro. I've seen Marcus Smart his entire career since he was in college, and I'll tell you, I've always been a fan of that type of player. That's an old school type of player. That's a Byron Scott / Norm Nixon / all the best old school defenders, Metal World Peace. Like, that's who he reminds me of, man. He's willing to lay his body on the line. There's not too many players. You can count them probably with 2 hands, the type of players that are cut from that cloth. And those players, they ramp up everybody. There was a play in the fourth quarter when Marcus Smart was trying to poke the ball loose, and he made him jar it loose a couple of times. But the Lakers defense was playing drop down coverage, and he's like telling him, come on up, back me up over here at the half court. Let's put the pressure on him. You could just see the intensity from Marcus Smart and the way he just commands attention from the Lakers, and the way he has them playing as a leader, man. He's got them, out here anchoring the defense from the perimeter. We know what we could do in the paint. But the Lakers are legitimate, man. They are legit as we can remember. And here's another example. Let's see if I can pull it up here, man. Another example, and I thought this was for sure the play of the game. I think I showed you guys this one already, but regardless, I'm gonna pull it up again. It's just a beautiful play because this is, if you look at it from the beginning, this is defense right here. You see? Look at LaRavia getting his hands active, leading into offense, and then again, anytime Bronny James is getting fast break dunks like that, the game is over, technically. The game is technically over anytime that happens, fam. Any freaking time that happens. But it's beautiful to watch, man. We have 118 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get it up there. 300 likes. We turn up the phone lines. Otherwise, we got to wait until phone call Friday. He said, but this dude, Jake, man, we looked at this as a toss-up. We didn't know how he was going to be, but, man, I'm geeked right now that we signed him. Lakers always, historically, the Lakers make this happen. It's either a trade, like when we traded for Trevor Ariza, or a two-way player that we found, out there, like Alex Caruso, who we ended up converting to a regular contract. They always find diamonds in the rough. The Lakers historically have done this to build around our stars. This is why stars want to come here. They know. Stars know that when they come here, we're going to build around you. We're going to figure it out. It might take a year or two, but we'll figure it out eventually, man. Hey, shout out to Bronny, by the way. Bronny did his thing, man. He held his own in those limited minutes. He was playing some good defense. Obviously, he had that breakaway dunk right there. Shout out to Bronny, man. I'm so happy. There was already some negativity on Bronny, and rightfully so, because sometimes he looks lost out there, but he still has potential, right? I always say his ceiling would be like a Shumpert, maybe a less offensively gifted Shumpert. But I like what I saw tonight from Bronny. He gave us some valuable minutes, and I'm happy he's getting rewarded. I made a prediction last year. I said, I think Bronny's going to get some minutes next year off the bench. And he's so far so good. It's been obviously largely due to the injuries. But, man, Hey, lack of scoring aside, like Bronny's defense. Yes, right on cue, man. Great comment. Absolutely. Bronny, we know that it's not for lack of motor, it's not for lack of passion. I like his passion bucket. I like what this kid is doing out there on the court. But it is lack of experience, and it seems sometimes he looks like a deer in the headlights on the offense. But again, we don't need too much offense, man. When you got Luka dropping 29 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals, and Austin Reeves adding 26 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, you know, Jake Larabia chipping in 25, 15 from Jackson, 15 from Rudy, 11 from Marcus Smart. The 2 points don't matter. He had 3 steals tonight from Bronny, man, and 2 assists. So in his limited minutes, and one of those assists was the corner bucket, the corner pass that he threw out there to Marcus Smart, who, by the way, is not shy and is not scared of the moment. We love Marcus Smart for that reason, man. So, yeah, Bronny, just, you know, the beautiful thing about Bronny is there's no pressure on him to develop. He wasn't a lottery pick. The pressure that we feel from Dalton, because he was, a top 17 pick, Bronny doesn't have the same pressure. So all he gets to do is sit back and play free safety and hope that some, you know, good plays and some good situations land on his lap, you know? Yes. And he's better than, a lot of people were sad we lost Max Christie. He's better than Max Christie too. Abso-freaking-lutely. Are you not entertained, chat? Are you not freaking entertained? And hey, welcome to the new member, man. We got a brand new member on the channel.
I want to thank you for becoming a member. On Detailist channel, we're a family, and together, we win.
Thank you so much, my brother. You're the best, man. Appreciate you, fam. Let's see right here. My guy Solo said, Vando, Gabe, and Bronny are weak links. Here's the thing, and this is where I'm really, really intrigued. Told you guys I'm still, even though Jackson is earning my trust game by game, I still want one more big man. Injuries are going to happen. You see what's happening right now with DeAndre Ayton. Could be a blessing in disguise. DeAndre Ayton with back spasms, you hate to see it, but maybe that'll force him to get another big because I'm more comfortable with 3 bigs. And I want another ball handling guard because I still don't trust Bronny to be that full-time off the bench, but part-time I'm okay. Full-time, not so much. Another ball handling guard. If we can turn Gabe Vincent, right, and maybe Maxi Kleber into like something really, really good off the bench, maybe a couple players at the trade deadline. Oh my goodness. I think not only will we be championship contenders, I think we're slowly forming into that right now with the current roster. But I think we could be championship favorites because who's going to stop Luka, Austin, LeBron, Jake, Rui, and then, you know, wherever else we pick up on top of Marcus Smart's defense, Vando's defense, DeAndre Ayton's anchoring in the paint. Oh my God, my goodness. Yes, we are so entertained, Struggan. I'm so happy we got this win. Hopefully this, you know, helps those aching hearts in Toronto, band that for their loss yesterday. But yes, this is a beautiful page we're turning. This is a brand new era, guys. This is the Mark Walter era. We have a brand new ownership group, and they're going to make sure they put all the resources together to put us in the best position to compete for championships. Absolutely. He said, forget Maxi. He's never available. Yeah, you know what? Maxi Kleber might have to go. And he's an expiring contract, so I'm sure we can figure something out. Look, when we play good like that, everything has value on our team right now. Teams aren't trying to abuse us in trade. So if the Lakers can pick up the phone before December ends and make a trade, I'd be so happy, man. Because I know that if we shore up that front court and the back court with a backup point guard that we can trust, that's not Gabe Vincent. Again, Gabe Vincent is too undersized. I was clamoring for somebody like Jake to start instead of Gabe. And look, this is why. Even if when he comes off the bench, he's getting 30-plus minutes, he's making his mark. He is making his mark, and you love to see it. My guy said, I think Mark is going to get to work. He better, man. He better. You know what? I think he knows how to win. You see, the Dodgers have won 3 championships in the last 6 years since he took over. Before that, we were on a drought. All right. The Lakers, we've won 1 championship in the last 10-plus years, right? 10-plus years. So we need more than that. 2020 championship wasn't enough. So I'm telling you right now, man, I think Mark Walter's going to come in here with just a wonderful understanding of how to build, and he already has that. And the cachet, too. That's going to help in free agency. I had Kuzma flashbacks a little bit watching that game. Kuzma? What do you mean by that, Mr. Incredible? Is he Caroline says 5-2. We sneaking up on the Spurs and Thunder. The league better watch out. Let's go, Lakers. Absolutely. And I'm not even worried about the standings right now, but yes, the fact that we're 5-2 in the first 7 games, by the first 10 games, hopefully we're 7-10, you know, something like that. That'd be great. So, but LeBron comes back fresh. LeBron, if you want to take another month off, go for it, man. We're building camaraderie over here. We're building chemistry. Hit that like button, fam. If you guys are excited for the Lakers, man, we're halfway to where we need to be on our goal on 300 to turn up the phone lines. Unless y'all don't want to talk to your boy tonight, but hit that like button anyways. Let's see. My guy said, glad we have a core around Luka. We have a core around Luka, Austin, and LeBron right now. All right. We got to give this front office a lot of credit, guys. A lot of credit because they have built a true intriguing roster here, and we're only going to get better over time, right? Right now, this is the beginning. We are ahead of the curve, ladies and gentlemen. We're not behind the 8 ball, right? Like a lot of people thought, oh, no, LeBron is out. We're going to be behind the 8 ball. What did I tell you guys? This could be a huge blessing in disguise for this Laker franchise because, diamonds are shaped in the rough. And, Austin came out, has a breakout season so far. Even tonight, he didn't have the best offensive night. Bro still had a 20-plus point game. He had 26 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds. That's insane numbers. Really good numbers. Same thing with Luka. He didn't have the best offensive night. Both of them shot 40% from the field. But Luka had 29 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals. Those are elite numbers. Superstars find ways to get elite numbers even when they're having an off night. And then Jake, again, the biggest revelation, the biggest shocker this offseason. It's insane. He said, I want to give JJ credit, but why do we have to have injuries for JJ to give guys like LaRavia more minutes? Last year, it was Connect getting minutes while Rui was hurt. If JJ comes out here and revokes LaRavia's minutes, I'm going to go bonkers. He better not. He better not. He better freaking not do that. That happened with Dalton. The difference between Jake and Dalton, though, they're not comparable. Coaching staff will say that they revoked his minutes because his lack of defense. And I will agree. His defense hasn't been great, throughout his career, if we're being quite frank. It has not been great. But Jake LaRavia is just a completely different player, man. He's getting better and better and better. And he's only 23. What a steal. What a steal. We need to make sure we sign him to a 4 to 5 year deal. I don't care what the price tag is. 4-year, 40-something million is cheap for what he brings to the table. It's cheap. Okay, because this dude, Jake LaRavia, so far, man, and let me see what he's averaging. He was averaging 10 points per game coming in to this game, right? So this average hasn't bumped up yet, but it's going to bump up after tonight. And he's shooting over 50% from the field with 5 rebounds off the bench and 2.5 assists. His last couple games, matter of fact, his last 3. Here's your stats from the last 3 games. Obviously, he just dropped to 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists. The game before that versus the Grizzlies, 13 points, 5 for 8 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. So the one common denominator here is the steals, right? 27 points versus the Timberwolves, 10 for 11 from the field. We don't win that game without him. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. Like, this dude is a godsend. He is a godsend, man. Again, hey, thank you guys so much for being members. He said, another month, DTLF family. Blessings to you all. Blessings, Ortega. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hey, Karma King as well. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Appreciate you, Karma King. He said, Jake play on both ends of the court. And that is what makes him lethal to our roster. And that's what's going to get him 30-plus minutes a night. That right there, exactly what you just said, right? He came off the bench, but he had 34 minutes tonight. Okay, and well-deserved. And he's going to be out there closing. He plays like that. Vando's looking expendable. Even though I don't even want to talk about it because Vando in the playoffs could be huge for us. And he also helps us on the glass, and he does all the little dirty work things. He just can't score. But outside of that, Vando is a spark plug. I do not want to trade him. Rui, I'll be honest with you. Rui had a good game tonight. But defensively, sometimes he's a huge liability. Rebounding-wise, if you can package Gabe and Rui and get somebody really good in return, you do it. Because now you can start Jake instead of a Rui, right? So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this trade deadline, but some players are looking really expendable, starting with Gabe Vincent. He is looking the most expendable. We don't miss him at all. The size, length, and versatility we're playing with, the different rotation lineups that we're plugging in, and the different size that we're using out there and the pieces, it's second to none right now. So I'm very happy with everything that the rotations, the way they're looking as is right now. Now, I'm curious to see who takes a backseat when LeBron comes back. We're still going to have videos about that. Tune in this week to Around the League. Tune in this week to NBA Weekly that I'm dropping tomorrow. And don't forget, of course, NBA Coast to Coast with me and Lou. We took a week off, my anniversary last week, but we're coming back with a vengeance this week. A lot of content, and we're going to be breaking out everything Lakers, NBA, and so much more. Laker fan unit says if JJ lessens Jake's minutes when Bron comes back, JJ got to go. I agree. And I don't think it's going to happen, by the way, because he has no excuses. His excuse with Dalton Connect was the defense, the lack of defense. Zero excuses with JJ. I'm sorry, with Jake LaRavia. Zero excuses, man. That guy is a new fan favorite right there. He's out here like a 6'8 Caruso, bro. He's out here like a 6'8 Caruso. Thank you, Kimmy Go. Where are we at on the likes, Kimmy Go? We turning up the phone lines tonight or what? Let them know. We need some more likes, baby. Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. Marcus played great, bro. BJ, Marcus is going to be tremendous for us. We all knew he was, right? Everybody who's a diehard basketball fan knew that what Marcus will bring to the table, but our only concern was his health. But if he's here, man, it's because it's for a reason, man. He's going to give it his all. He knows what franchise he's playing for right now. You know, this ain't Memphis, you know, with the twerking Grizzlies. And by the way, John Morant, I can't wait to dive into that subject on Around the League and all the other shows I have this week, but coming up. But John Morant is exactly who I thought he was. Remember a couple years ago when I told you guys he was not a real leader and that team was nowhere near a contender? This is why. Now you see what he's doing out here, man. He's finally starting to implode and breaking down. Doesn't like discipline. Any player that doesn't receive discipline well is not a good player. Luka, AR, Jake, LeBron, Aiden should be the starting lineup. Yes, absolutely. Agreed. Jake has earned it, but I know it's still going to be Rui. They're going to play favorites, but even having Jake off the bench, we now have a bench. That's making the whole difference. Guys, we're dropping 130 tonight without LeBron James. That's huge because LeBron brings in at least 20 and 10, at least when he comes in with him, right? So what are we going to look like? Somebody obviously is going to bite the bullet. You know, a little bit of Luka's numbers are going to go a little down. Austin's numbers are already coming down a lot because obviously we're incorporating a lot of – but he's right where I think he's going to be. I told you guys I think Austin's average is 25, 9 or 8 and 6, and that's where he's at. He's right there realistically, and that's huge. Those are all-star numbers, huge. But he showed us that he could take that super mantle when guys go missing. Miguel said 6'8", 220, 30 pounds, two-way player. Oh, yeah. He can be a solid foundation to this core in the Luka era. He is. He's a part of our future moving forward, and he's really comfortable here. Mind you, he grew up a Laker fan. He's from Southern California, so we're not worried about him at all. Let's see. Get rid of Dalton and Vincent. You can literally get rid of a handful of players that are dead weight. Vincent is one of them. I think Maxi Kleber, if he's not going to be healthy, there's no point in him at all. It's just, honestly, there's no point. There's no point in having Maxi Kleber in his bloated contract, unless they just want the salary to expire for this offseason. I don't know. The Reeves also showed that he's a closer. And we knew that already since his rookie season, bro. He had game winners in his rookie seasons from Summer League all the way to now. He's been showing us that. But he's just doing it efficiently now because we're going to him as a primary option at the end. He was off, and then he hit some big threes there in the fourth quarter and some nasty shots. A fadeaway, falling down, and would look to be an and one, even though he didn't get the call. He just has a tremendous amount of concentration. Reminds me a lot of Steve Nash. I made this comparison last year. The way Nash plays the pick and roll, the way he navigates, the way he play makes, the way he manipulates defense, and most importantly, the way he made off-balance shots is nice to see. It is very, very clutch. Very clutch. And by the way, we haven't seen what Thero can do. We're talking about a player that we traded up to the 35th second-round pick early in the second round to get this man. And we haven't seen what he could do, but athletically, he might add a little something, a different dynamic to this rotation. And I don't even know where they're going to find minutes for him, but that's a good thing. Whenever you're struggling to, you have so many good players, you're gonna struggle to find minutes for them. That's a great thing for the coach. Here's what Austin Reeves said after the game. He said, "I gotta be the first person in the NBA history to throw a father a lob and a son a lob." He said it was a pretty special moment. That was pretty cool. That was pretty freaking cool to see. Him getting rewarded for playing good defense and getting out in transition for sure. Hey, we're all waiting for Thero, man. That's going to be awesome. He said, Smart, Adu, Vando, Rui, Hayes off the bench. We have a deep, deep roster. Again, credit to Rob Pelinka. Remember, I gave him an A+. Was it an A? I think it was an A+ after Luka signed a contract extension, which we knew he was going to do. But he basically plugged up almost every little hole we had. And then, there's still a little bit left to be desired, but it's not too much. It's not too much. This team has the potential to become really special. Somebody said during the playback stream that this is the best they felt since 2020. I agree. Hey, we're almost there, guys. Let's get it up. 101. 101 more likes, and we turn up the phone lines. He said, Ja is going to kick himself out of the league. He can't seem to shake the thug life. Keith, I can't wait to break it down on Around the League this week. He's going to be one of the subjects for sure. I've been very critical of him. Not again, I always tell that story of how I almost bought his jersey and then busted a U-turn and said, never mind. Hate his attitude. He's not humble. You got to take a slice out of the humble pie, especially you're lucky, man. You have to understand millions of players want to be in your position. Yes, you're blessed with the God-given talents, but hard work definitely can eventually surpass talent if the talent is lazy and the talent doesn't care about the sport. Seems to me like Ja only cares about cashing checks and hitting up strip clubs, and that's a big problem. But again, I'm gonna elaborate more this week on my other NBA shows, starting with tomorrow. I might touch on it tomorrow on NBA Weekly. All right, every Monday. So tap in for that. He said, do you think a game similar to Justice Winslow? I haven't seen enough of them, the inspiration to give you a comparison. But like the same thing I said with Jake, I like what I see potential-wise, but let's see. I'm a reserve judgment, and I'm gonna reserve myself on that, on commenting on that till I see him play. That once I actually see him play, I can give you better comparisons and I can give you more thoughts on this game. But for now, he's a big question mark for me. And that's always exciting, right? Because it's like Christmas all over again. You never know what you're going to get, man. Box of chocolates. It's awesome, man. It's awesome to see. When you get a player in the draft, you just don't know. It could be a disappointment like Dalton, or he can exceed expectations. And by the way, everybody was hyped about Dalton when he got drafted, and he has not lived up to that hype. But Jake LaRavia, nobody was excited about. A lot of people thought he was a throwaway free agent signing. Some people even criticized it, and I said, let me see how he plays. And he has exceeded our expectations. So again, you just never know. And with Thero, time will tell. Time will tell what type of player he is for sure. Let's see here. Gabe and Max expiring, $22 million, going straight to AR's contract. Yes, but also if we want to win this year, Tony, we might have a chance to actually make a trade and put those contracts to use, right? We'll see. He said, I trade Rui for Kuzma, but Kuzma got a bad contract. Yeah, right now, at this point, we do not want – I'll take Rui. He's younger, and even though he's inconsistent, right now he has more potential than Kuz. Kuz is a proven player, though. I wouldn't mind having Kuz, but, yeah, that contract is ugly, bro. He said, if you could redraft, would you take Brandon Podemski or Jaime Jaquez? Jaime Jaquez. I said it, bro, when we passed on him. We were going to regret passing on Jaime Jaquez. And sure enough, we took Jalen Hood-Schifino. We were excited for the potential again because we don't know what he could be. But I wanted Jaime Jaquez that season, and I think it was a clear pick. I also wanted Cam Whitmore. You know, he hasn't panned out, but yeah, Jaquez was one of my top players, and he's also hit a snag of injuries early in his career. But you know, I really respect the type of player he is. He's a slasher, man. He has a great first step. He's very strong. He finishes through contact. He can knock down shots, and he's a solid playmaker. I think he's Laker material for the future, but time will tell, right? Luka is wincing. Now, hopefully he'll be all right, man. And listen, we don't worry about injuries right now because we have so much depth that if Luka is out, he might be out tomorrow just to protect him. You know, just for protection, we got to make sure we keep our stars healthy. We'll still have enough to compete tomorrow. We play again tomorrow night versus Portland. We owe them. We're going to go to their house now. We owe them an ass whooping because of what they did to us the last time. So, you know, they caught us slipping off of a back-to-back. Hopefully that won't happen. My guy said DTLF Ben called it. Jaime might come back to LA one day. Bro, I was high on him from UCLA. He played, by the way, he was NBA ready, which is why the Jalen Hood-Schifino pick didn't make sense. We took a freshman out of college instead of a 4-year player who was proven and was right from our backyard. And we know UCLA players tend to pan out as well. You know, so I was shocked when we didn't make that pick, but I'm happy for his success. As a Mexican-American myself, I'm very happy for Jaime Jaquez. You know, I was teasing him and trolling him during the game. I was like, we're not going to draft you because you're going off. But it's all love, man. I'm a big fan of Jaime. Maybe one day he'll come back home. And hopefully it's not to the Clippers, man, because that's where careers go to die. But yeah, the Lakers have now improved to 5-2, guys, and we are legitimate as can be. We're absolutely as legitimate as can be. And there's going to be some tough games coming up, of course. You know, like I said, we had a more favorable schedule this year, which is why I predicted us winning anywhere between 53 to 55. But we face the Trailblazers tomorrow. They actually have a winning record themselves. The Portland Trailblazers have a winning record themselves, right now as we speak. I think they're 4-2 as well. And so we face them tomorrow, and then the Spurs on Wednesday. That game, that game is gonna be insane, man. The Spurs. After the Spurs, we got the Atlanta Hawks. Very winnable game. They've been struggling, but again, struggling teams are dangerous. And then on Monday, we got the Charlotte Hornets, followed by the Thunder on Wednesdays next week. So some really, really good games, man. This team is starting to build some tremendous chemistry, some excitement. We're here. Any final comments, questions, man? It looks like we're not going to get to our 300 likes, but we still got some time. So hit that like button. He said, we draft Cam Whitmore all day. I don't know why Lakers didn't draft him. He was available. I think he would have developed nicely here as well. Jaime is nice, but he's another Miami player, and we keep getting crap when we trade with Miami. No, I definitely don't think we should trade, but you never know. As a free agent, he might eventually come back home. Dan, I can see us winning the 2026 championship. I can see it too, but there's a couple things that still have to happen. First, LeBron has to come back. He's gonna have to be willing to take a little minor step back, and allow Austin and Luka to cook, and then him be the third option. I know that sounds like blasphemy to LeBron fans, but I don't think it's that much of a step back. I think it's a half step back, right? And I need him to take a step forward once the playoffs come, because that's when he really goes crazy. So it's just for health purposes. That'll be huge, though, how we reincorporate him and how that impacts our rotation. I think it only adds more depth. If JJ and the coaching staff can figure it out, it can be huge for us, a huge bonus. Right? We're 5-2 without him. Imagine adding an all-time great, a legend, a Hall of Famer, the greatest, the all-time leading in scoring, an elite playmaker, a great rebounder, a solid defender. Like, imagine just adding all this to a 5-2 roster tomorrow. That would be huge. And I can't wait till we get our LeBron James update. It's going to be exciting when we see him take the court. Mind you, we haven't seen him on the court with Marcus Smart. We haven't seen him on the court with this version of Austin. With Luka being healthy and skinny Luka, we haven't seen him on the court with him, with DeAndre Ayton. With this is a completely brand new team with Jake LaRavia. So now you bring him back, and it's on the coaching staff to see how they incorporate him. But that could be just a huge boost, man. Imagine we end up dropping 140 on teams' heads. We just dropped 130 tonight. Anything is possible. But to me, what's going to matter more is the rotations, the minutes, and just getting the right combinations of players on the court at the same freaking time, right? He said, give Drew Timme a two-way. He's way better than Koloko and smarter. I like Drew Timme, bro. I like Drew Timme a lot. I can't wait to see what he does for the South Bay Lakers. And maybe that'll translate. I don't know. The Lakers are, I think, a lot of talented players like Drew Timme. They go from garbage organizations that don't care really about player development. They want instant results and overnight stars. They don't care about player development. They come to the Lakers, and they see the Caruso. They see the Austin Reeves. They see all these examples of players that have carved out an elite career. And we are a hotbed landing destination for these two-way players. And that's huge. That's like getting free draft picks without having draft picks. That's how we landed, Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves used the example of Caruso to say, I want to carve out my career with the Lakers. Golden opportunity. They're great at player development. South Bay Lakers have a tremendous program. And then we can get called up to the Lakers eventually. So that continues. I can't wait to see what Timme can do. We know he was a bucket in college, man. At Gonzaga, he was a demon. I couldn't stand him. And now we get to see maybe one day he will suit up for the purple and gold if he keeps shining for the South Bay Lakers. But there's a lot of talent down there, man. A lot of talent. And I like that Chris Manning kid, the guard. He's about 6'6", plays good defense, seemed to be a very good playmaker as well. Koloko obviously isn't working out, but there's some other pieces there that we can look at. So let's see. Hawaiian, me neither, bro. Me neither. Yeah, but Koloko seems like he just wore out his welcome, man. I don't see the potential there anymore that I once saw. The Inspiration says Drew Timme, G League stats, 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. The best big man in the G League. Again, he keeps hooping like that, but for the South Bay Lakers, he's going to catch the eye of the coaching staff for sure. But remember, we still have Adu Thero. How does he fit into this equation? Maybe he doesn't get no PT this year. Or maybe, God forbid it, but maybe somebody gets hurt and he gets all the PT and he ends up developing himself into a nice young piece that makes somebody else expendable. We'll see. But it is an amazing thing for the Lakers to have options. And I think the sky's the limit for this Laker team tonight. Guys, we did not hit enough likes to hit that phone call Friday, but I do appreciate you guys regardless, man. Appreciate all the love. Shout out to all the new members, everybody who did hit the like button, and all the subscribers, man. If you already haven't, please hit the subscriber button, man. The content is going crazy. We already had a coach on the stream. We already had a book author and an NBA insider on the stream as a guest. We didn't have, the great D Free. We didn't have so many guests already, and the season is just starting. So keep it locked right here for all things Lakers, NBA, and so much more, man. Do not forget, as Kimmy Goat says here, man, if you're new here, hit the notification bell and like the video. I do appreciate it. And we got so much more NBA/Laker basketball to talk about all season long and off season long. And we got another game coming up tomorrow. So keep it locked, man. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful night. Love you guys. See you guys tomorrow. All right. Peace.